Hey guys, it's Mary here. Welcome back to the channel where we are going to be watching episode 2 of Somali and the Forest Spirit. So, I just did episode 1 yesterday, or earlier today, or, less than 24 hours ago, but episode 2 actually already dropped, or dropped sometime while I was recording episode 1. And so I figured I'd just go on and record this one as well, since I don't want to be playing catch-up if I do eventually make this into a series, right? So, anyways, last episode we had a quick introduction of the characters and whatnot. Like I said, probably Somali is looking, and the Golem they're trying to look for other humans. I believe that was in the synopsis, although they haven't explicitly mentioned that yet. And I also made the parallel between the Golems and robots and whatnot. And potentially this is going to be a journey where he discovers his humanity, right? Although I guess we can't really call it humanity here because the monsters, the creatures here, also have their own intelligence and they're also intelligent beings, right? Um, Oh, and more to the point, what I do want to find out is whether or not this is going to be a series where it has actual darkness in it, right? Because I was mentioning last episode, I feel like the art style and the animation and whatnot is trying to give off this very radiant, very bright kind of feeling, right? I don't know if they're purposely doing this, because this is a series that is very, fluffy and warm and whatnot, or is it because they're trying to set up the contrast with darkness and such? So, that's enough talking. Let's get into the episode and find out. And let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, it's damaged, huh? I wonder if it's because he's away from the forest. Oh, okay. That was a quick segue into the opening theme. Um, I'm going to be skipping this now. If you guys do want me to leave it in for syncing purposes, do let me know. Otherwise, I normally cut these out because there's not really much for me to talk about here. So, see you guys in a second. And we are back. Edible herbs and the Oni's dwelling. Hey, good job, kid. Star Maker rocks. Cute. Oh. How the heck? What kind of translation is this? Hmm. Why do these bunnies have... Oh, it's horns. I was like, what are those sticks coming out of its ears? I mean, we saw the exact same kind of bunnies in the first episode as well, but... Okay, I guess... Alright, I guess they do look like horns. But come on, tell me those don't look like sticks coming out of their ears. Oh, you can talk to animals. Well, he is, you know, a forest guardian.
獣と意思疎通し、森を統括する。森人特有の能力だ。
おお、こいつ頭げた。ん？ああ、ソマリの見つけの子。待て。
ソマリ、足元が劣悪なゆえ、走ると危険。ソマリ、壊れたパーツはないか。
お父さん、
なんだ。
ソマリは物じゃないぞ。
では訂正する。怪我はないか。
Ah, kids.
よりも深い傷のようだな。薬は切らせていたか。
お父さん、
うん。
痛い。すごく痛くなってきた。薬が欲しい子はいないかね。
先ほどの、やはり鬼の一族だったか。
あらら、やっぱり気づいてたんだね。僕は高2のシーズノ。
Dwarf
こんなと
army.
こにゴーレムなんて珍しいね。ああ、これは痛そうだね。そうだね、このくらいの傷ならこれかな。
それは。
傷薬任せといて。僕はクス師。薬草や自然にあるものから薬を作るのがなりわいなんだ。
Is he gonna analyze it?
ちょっとしみるけど我慢できるかな。うん。おお、偉い偉い。君はミノタウロスかな。うん。ゴーレムとミノタウロスの親子ってなんだかおかしな組み合わせだね。はい、応急処置完了。でもちゃんと手当てした方がいいかもね。続きは僕ん家でしよっか。
それはありがたいが。
で、そのついでにゴーレムの体じっくり見せて。
Okay, so that's what he was after. He? She? I'm not really sure. It?
あれが僕ん家です。
森に住んでいるのか。
Oh, he's using Boku, so I'll call him a he for now.
取りにいちいち森に通うの大変でしょ。だから住んじゃったんだ。たったいま。
シズノ、お前また片付けサボりやがって。あ、これは果物か。
矢柱ったらいっけないんだ。お客さんに物投げるなんて。
シズノ。
はい、おしまい。ちょっと食べてみて、ソマリちゃん。うん。
She's no. Nah. Alright, not entirely sure.
全然痛くなくなったぞ、お父さん。ありがとう。シズノってすごいんだな。このシズノ様お手製傷薬にかかればこのくらい朝飯前だよ。おお、痛くない。
ソマリ、まだ完治したわけでは。
子供は元気だね。シズノは子供じゃないのか。
高2は成人しても小柄な種族だ。
その通り。高2は鬼と比べて力は弱いけど、その分頭を使うことは得意なんだ。おお、
うん。
何の匂いだ。おお。
But wait, so this guy isn't a dwarf oni?
俺はシズノの助手で矢柱だ。
Oh, he's the assistant?
ま、食ってくれ。
いただきます。
美味なようだな。
矢柱のお菓子は絶品だからね。これ全部矢柱が作ったのか。
まあな、似合わねえだろ。
うわあ、すごい。こんなうまいお菓子が作れるなんて矢柱は
I guess he's not a dwarf oni?
しかし、ずいぶん乱雑な室内だな。ああ、シズノは片付けができなくてな。さっきも掃除せずに逃げ出して、つい切れちまったんだ。
助手なんだ。
Again with the lens flare.
常習は家政婦じゃねえっての。本来の役目は仕事の手伝いをすることだ。シズノは薬作りの腕だけはいいからな。
だけは余計だよ。
シズノ。私に薬作りを伝授してくれないか。今日のよう 尽きても自生している薬草を使用できれば緊急時に対応できる。
うん構わないよ。でもその代わり君の体の一部が欲しいな。
体の一部。
そう薬作りの研究のためにゴーレムの体に興味があるんだ。
こら物騒なこと言うんじゃねえ。ジョーちゃんビビってんじゃねえか。
ただの冗談だってねえソマリちゃん。
冗談か。
And Golem's gonna be like, sure, fine. Ooh.
これでよいか。
お父さん、痛くないのか？
問題ない。ゴーレムに痛覚は存在しない。
But can golems, normal fantasy golems, they're repaired by their maker. I'm assuming that this golems can't actually repair themselves.
悪いな、手伝わしちまって。
お手伝い楽しい。
そうか。じゃあそれを干すのを手伝ってもらおうかな。
やる。全部ソマリがやるぞ。
本当にできるのか？
できる。椅子持ってくる。
それじゃあシズノ様のお薬教室始まるよ。ゴーレム君は音切り草って知ってる？
You're
宇宙でもよく見かける雑草だ。
okay.
実は傷薬を作るのに最も
You wrecked them?
まずは
Ah, the jokes.
次にできるだけ細かく刻みます。で刻んだ葉に水を 0.3 リットルくらい加えて20分ほど鍋で煎じて粗熱が取れたら出来上がり。これを患部に塗って湿布するんだよ。時間がないときは葉っぱを揉んで汁を塗るだけでも効果あるからね。
理解した。次は風邪薬の作り方を教えてくれないか。
それならプエラリアだね。クズの仲間で根に強い抗酸化作用があるんだ。まずは根の皮をあれ
Looks like a radish.
私がやろう。
助かるよ。こういう細かい作業は苦手でね。
そうか。
で皮を剥いたら根をサイコロ状に切って天日に干すんだけど
天日に干す。それには時間が。
かかるから干したものがこちらになります。これも水で煎じるんだけどあれ計量カップがないから適当に煎じます。
先ほどから雑ではない。
いいのこれくらいで。
なるほど。こうして矢柱の仕事が増えるわけだな。
矢柱、洗濯干すの終わった。
ああ、ご苦労さん。それじゃあ一息。
次何する？
ほ？
ソマリ、もっとお手伝いするぞ。
無理すんなって。疲れただろ？
I gotta say, Golem is incredibly trusting of
なんで？
Somali being around
いろいろしてくれる。ご飯
these zonies. I mean, it's not like I'm sure that they don't have any ill intentions and whatnot, but I mean, it's entirely possible that Somali could be playing around and then remove her hood or something like that.
よし。じゃあもう一頑張りすっか。
おー
But I guess we're going with the more, fluffy and warm kind of setting here. So that doesn't really happen. I'd be so on edge if that was me. Right? Or maybe I'm just a pessimist. like I said, the sunlight. Like, what is up with the sunlight?
ねえ、どうしてそんなに薬を作りたかったの？
その方が効率的だと説明した。
To heal Somali.
腕に巻いた布、ブーツ、ベストもずいぶん着込んでるよね。それって表皮がこれ以上剥がれないように気をつけてるんじゃないの？これきっと剥がしちゃダメなものだったんだよね。なのに僕ってば。
ソマリと同じ顔をしている。
え？
先ほど森で怪我したソマリも今の静野と同じような顔をしていた。顔の筋肉を歪め、眼球が潤んでいく。その表情を見つめていると思考
He needs to learn the concept of crying,
思
of
う
sadness,
ここが落ち着かない。私はソマリに
agitated.
もう
See?
してほしくないと思った。
But like I mentioned in episode 1,
薬が必要だったのだ。
he's already had feelings and emotions. Otherwise, he wouldn't be helping Somali right now.
どうした？何か愉快なことがあったのか？
いや、つまり君は心が痛かったんだね。
発言の意味を理解しかねる。ゴーレムには心も感情も備わっている。
Yeah, keep telling yourself that, Golem.
ソマリちゃんに泣いてほしくなかったんでしょ？よくわかったよ。君はとっても優しいゴーレムなんだね。
それは誤った認識。
お父さん、矢柱のおやつだって。ソマリ、お洗濯とお掃除と洗い物したんだ。
そうか。
あとテーブルも拭いた。
うん。
それと花に水もあげたぞ。
Aww.
ケーキもっと。
Such a warm and fluffy series so far.
寝室まで用意してもらい、オンに切る。
気にしないで。
あんだけ働いたんだ。そりゃ疲れが出ただろう。
にゅふふ。ご飯もお菓子も半分寝ながら食べてたもんね。
顔に食べかすたっぷりつけてな。まるで静野みたいだったぜ。
ええ。
すまぬ。落ち着いて食べるようには伝えているのだが。いや、あの食べっぷりなら作りがいがあるってもんさ。子供らしくていいじゃねえか。そうか。
Yeah, kids will be kids.
ねえ。僕、不思議に思ってたんだけど、
Oh,
ゴーレムの君が森を
okay.
あんな小さな子と旅をする理由。
I was like, is he gonna be asking about Somali's true identity or something like that?
確かに気になるよな。ソマリの両親を探して
Yeah, there we go.
見つけて手渡すために。なるほど。そういうことか。で、その両親ってのはどこにいるんだ？わからない。は？わからないって。それでどうやって探すんだよ。せめて何か情報を手に入れてからにするとか。あいつもまだ小さいんだし、そんな無理しなくたって。
あるんだよね。急がなきゃならない理由が。
Oh, is he breaking up? Breaking apart?
その体、どうして？
ゴーレムの寿命を知っているか？
長寿だ。
Oh, it's just purely in terms of lifespans. Okay.
そして1000年ちょうどに終わる。
終わる？
私はすでに998年と
A little over a year to live.
あと1年と112日で生命活動を終了する。故に、その時までにソマリを本当の両親に届けなくてはならない。
ソマリちゃんは知ってるの？君の寿命のこと。
Probably not.
いや、言えねえよな。
別れるための旅ってことか。それって残酷な話だよね。君のそばにいる時のソマリちゃんはとても幸せそうなのにね。
幸せ？ソマリがそのような感情を。鈍いやつだな。でなきゃあんな風に笑ったりはしないだろう。
I feel like shawase shouldn't be translated as content. Or like happiness. Content would, you know, it's a level above, but whatever.
はい、これで当面は足りるはずだ
Huh,
よ。
so nothing actually happened. Alright.
ジョーちゃんにはこれな。
なんだ
Cookies?
お菓子いいのか
ああ、腹が減ったら食べろ。
ありがとう矢柱。
食べすぎるな。もう足りなくなったら次はこいつに作ってもらえばいいさ。
お父さんに作れるのか
善処する。そこは約束してやれよ。
Aww.
ソマリいっぱいお手伝
Dang
い
it.
できるようになったから
I'm normally not that much of a, you know, of a family guy or emotional person, but
随分変わったゴーレムだったね。
watching them like that,
あいつらにとっていい旅になるといいんだけどな。
そうだね。
especially knowing Golem's fate.
まだまだ秘密もあるみたいだし。また会えるといいよね。あの不思議な親子に。
There we go. Episode 2. That was nice and quick. See you guys after this. Man, oh man, like I said before, the soundtrack to this series is seriously awesome. Like, only 2 episodes in, but I still feel like it's the best thing about this series so far. Especially, like, at the end there, when Golem was talking about how he only has 1,000 years to live, and he's nearing the end of his life expectancy, or at the very end there, as they were leaving, and then we had this cute little interaction between Somali and the Golem. You know, honestly, I almost lost it there, which is really rare for me. Like, I don't really get emotional over these kind of things, especially since this is something more to deal with family relationships. I very, very rarely get emotional over this kind of stuff. So, you know, props to them, And heck, I don't even like kids, right? I mean, sure, it's an awful thing to say, I know, but, like, I really don't have the patience for that, or in this case, the patience of a golem, right? Those who are able to handle kids, you know, I have full respect for them. I really can't do something like that. I know from experience, right? Because I actually have, some occasions, needed to do some charity work with kids, and it's not for me. It's not for me. But anyways, that's beside the point, right? So in this episode, we learn about why exactly they left on this journey, and you know, in retrospect, that should have been fairly obvious. In last episode, I talked about how Golem obviously has emotions. He obviously cares about Somali, and not just from a logical or analytical point of view. Otherwise, he wouldn't be helping her, right? However, I failed to take into account, you know, there had to be some reason which caused him to leave on this journey in the first place, right? Because even if the Golem did have feelings or wanted to take care of Somali, he could have done that within the forest, right? If Somali hadn't, you know, if she doesn't explicitly say that she wants to find her parents, and as I mentioned last episode, I don't think she actually even knows who her parents are or knows that she has parents, they could have just happily lived within the forest, right? So here we go. The cat's out of the bag. We've got the the main reason behind this. Although honestly, looking at this, and with how the series is going so far, with the current tone and feel of it and whatnot, I feel like, even though we're literally like in episode 2 of this, I feel like the ending of the series, and I'm talking about the series as a whole, not just this season, would probably be something like maybe they find Somali's parents, and then the golem, right about then, reaches the end of his life expectancy, and then we get through this entire teary-eyed scene where we say goodbye. Somali says goodbye with the golem, and they have their parting moments, and the golem really fully acknowledges he has emotions and whatnot. And then he dies, right? And then a new golem is born, and then for some reason he retains his memories of his time with Somali, something like that. I could totally see that kind of ending coming, but that is like so far beyond him. I just thought I'd quickly mention it. Beyond that, what I really want to say is, so it seems that this series is going more of the warm and fluffy kind of direction, right? The more feel-good kind of anime or series. So maybe I was just really a little bit too suspicious, right? The very liberal use of lens flare and whatnot is probably just to try and create this kind of feeling of brightness, of warmth and whatnot. It's not something sinister where there's evil or darkness hiding around the corner, right? At least I don't think so as of seeing it right now. And I guess this is going to be more episodic. Like with each different episode, we meet new people, learn different things, learn different values, learn a little bit more about the golem, learn a little bit more about Somali, that kind of stuff, right? So, yeah, I think that's basically it. But again, I'm not quite on board with this overusage of these lens flares. It is a little bit overbearing at times. I feel like we don't literally need everything to be bathed under sunlight, right? But that's a design choice that they made, and I guess that's just that. So yeah, that's basically it for this episode. Still liking it so far, but like I said, I still don't quite know if this is going to be a series necessarily. Like, I might watch it, but I not necessarily make it a series, because like I said, if it is going to turn into these kind of episodic things, I guess we'll see what kind of lessons learned that they actually have. Because, like, for instance, in this episode, there's not really that much, I mean, I guess, to be fair, this episode was more talking about, the motivation behind them leaving the forest, right? But I'm saying that if there's no, moral of the story or lesson learned or whatnot, there's not really that much to talk about at the end of the episode, so I don't feel like it would make necessarily a very good series for me to do. But we shall see. So there we go. I'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned, and bye-bye.